Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hello students, a very good morning to all of you. I hope last videos are very much helpful for you for the study purpose. Today in this video we will be studying about the end topics of chapter 2 sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In the last video we have studied about the structure of dicot seed. In that we have studied that it has got two cotyledons, it has got the radicle, it has got the plumule which will be forming the new plant. So here we have to discuss the structure of monocot seed. Here I have drawn the structure of the monocot seed. Here you can see that two parts are there. The monocot seed is divided into two parts. Half of the seed is endosperm and half of the seed is embryo. And like the dicot seed, the monocot seed is also covered by two coverings. The outer covering is the testa and the inner covering is the tegmen. Together the testa and the tegmen, they form the seed coat. So just as in the dicot seed two coverings are there, testa and tegmen, similarly in the monocot seed also testa and tegmen are there which forms the seed coat. The upper half part is the endosperm and the lower half part is the embryo. And in case of monocot seed, a single cotyledon is there which is called as scutellum, which we have already seen in the structure of monocot embryo. Now, you all know that the endosperm, it provides nutrition to the developing embryo. So here a special layer is also present which is not present in case of dicot seed, and that layer is aileron layer. This aileron layer, it is very much rich in protein. So other than the contents which are present in the endosperm, a special layer is present in case of monocot seed, and that layer is called as aileron layer, and it is speciality of the monocot seed only. Now we will move to the embryo part. The lower part, it comprises of the embryo region. Here the same way as we have studied in the monocot embryo, you can see that on the upper side the plumule is there which is being covered by a covering called as coleoptile, and below you can see that radicle is there. Below the radicle root cap is there, and the radicle and the root cap is being covered by a covering called as coleorhiza. So upper half consists of the endosperm and the lower half consists of the embryo. So this was about the structure of the monocot seed. I hope you can differentiate between a dicot seed and a monocot seed. Now we will move further. We have to study the types of seeds. On the basis of presence or absence of endosperm, the seeds are being classified into two types. Number 1, albuminous seeds or endospermic seeds. Number 2, non-albuminous seeds or non-endospermic seeds. These two types of seeds are on the basis of presence or absence of endosperm. Now, the first one, that is albuminous seeds or endospermic seeds, as the name indicates, here the endosperm is left, or we can say the residual endosperm is present. So such seeds in which the residual endosperm is present, such seeds are called as albuminous seeds or endospermic seeds. Example of such type of seeds are wheat, maize and coconut. So in this type, the endosperm is not completely consumed by the embryo. Now the second type is non-albuminous seed or non-endospermic seed. As the name indicates, non-albuminous, non-endospermic means that the endosperm is completely consumed by the embryo. So there is no residual endosperm in the seed. So such type of seeds are called as non-albuminous or non-endospermic seed. Example of such type of seeds are pea, groundnut, in which the complete endosperm is being consumed by the embryo. So these were the two types on the basis of presence or absence of endosperm. Now coming to the third type, that is perisperm. Perisperm is a seed in which the remains of nucellus are present, which will provide the nutrition. So here the remains of endosperm were present, but in case of perisperm, the remains of nucellus are also present, which will provide nutrition to the developing embryo. Example of perisperm is black pepper. Now these were the types of seeds. Now we will move to the seed dormancy. You all must have seen that when you bring the dry seeds from the market, you can keep it for a long time. And whenever you wish to make something, you just soak those seeds in water, they swell up and then they are ready to germinate also. So this time period for which the seed is in a state of inactivity, that state is called as the seed dormancy. It is a state of inactivity in which none of the functions are occurring. As none of the functions are occurring, energy is not at all required. So at that time, the seed remains in a state of inactivity, and that time of inactivity is called as the seed dormancy. So whenever the dormant seeds, they get the favorable conditions, they get the water, they get the oxygen, they will swell up and they germinate to form the new plant. Now the next topic is seed dispersal. As we have studied that pollen dispersal also, the pollen grains, they with the help of abiotic agents, with the help of biotic agents, they are carried to long distances or they are dispersed. So here in case of seeds also, whenever the fertilization is over, rest of the parts they dry up, like the stamen, stigma, style, they all dry up, and the ovary, it ripens to form the fruit, and inside that fruit the ovules, they form the seeds. Now after that, the fruits they open and the seeds they fall down either right there, or they are dispersed along with the abiotic agents, or the biotic agents also help in the dispersal of seeds. So if the dispersal of seeds occurs by any abiotic agent or by any biotic agent, the seeds they are carried to long distances, and wherever they fall, they will germinate. If the conditions are favorable, they will germinate and form a new plant. So this biotic agents as well as abiotic agents help in the process of seed dispersal. Now we have come to the last event of the post fertilization, and the last event is formation of fruits. The formation of fruits, as you know that the ripened ovary forms the fruit. The ovary after fertilization will ripen to form the fruit, and the ovules will form the seeds. So the study of fruits is called as pomology. What is pomology? The science dealing with the study of fruits, the entire detail about the fruits, that is called as pomology. Now you know that after the fertilization has occurred, the wall of the ovary it thickens. The wall of the ovary it thickens to form the pericarp. Or we can say that the wall of ovary gets modified into a thick structure called as the pericarp. This pericarp may be fleshy or may be dry. So you can see that in different fruits the fleshy part is there, the skin is very much fleshy, that is the fleshy pericarp, while in some fruits they are dry, so that is called as the dry pericarp. Like dry pericarp, we can say the example is pea is an example of dry pericarp, while guava is an example of fleshy pericarp. The pericarp may be divided into three different parts. The outermost part is epicarp, the middle part is mesocarp, and the inner part is endocarp. So in a fruit, the pericarp, it is divided into three regions. Number 1, the outer one is epicarp. Number 2, the middle one is mesocarp, and number 3, the inner one is the endocarp. So let us see what are these epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp by taking example of a mango fruit. Here this is the structure of a mango fruit. You can see the green part of the mango, the outer green covering of the mango, and in case of ripe mango we can say the yellow part or the outer yellow part of the mango, that is the epicarp. Inner to that, the fleshy part is there which we eat or which is edible, and that part is called as the mesocarp. Now inner to the mesocarp, surrounding the seed coat, you can see a membranous covering, a white membranous covering, or we can say a cream membranous covering. That covering is called as the endocarp. So inside the endocarp, the mango seed is present. Okay, once more I will explain what is this epi, meso and endocarp in case of mango. The outermost green or the yellow covering in case of ripe mango, that is the epicarp. Inner to the epicarp, the fleshy part which we eat, that is the mesocarp, and inner to the mesocarp, a membranous covering which surrounds the seed of the mango, that is the endocarp. Now inside the endocarp, the seed is present. Now we will take example of coconut. In case of coconut also, the green part outer side, that is the epicarp. Inner to the epicarp, you can see a fibrous brown structures. That fibrous brown structures, that is the mesocarp, and inner to the mesocarp, the hard covering inside which the white endosperm and coconut water is there, that hard outer covering is the endocarp. So inside the endocarp, the endosperm, that is the white part, and the free nuclear endosperm, that is the coconut water, is present. So in case of coconut, the epicarp is the green part, the mesocarp is fibrous brown colored, and the endocarp is the hard covering. So that was about the pericarp of the mango and the pericarp of the coconut. Now we will move to the types of fruits. There are three types of fruits. Number 1 is true fruit, number 2 false fruits, and number 3 is parthenocarpic fruits. True fruits are those fruits which are directly formed from the ovary. The ovary ripens to form the true fruit after the fertilization. Examples of true fruits are mango, tomato, coconut, etc. Now moving to the false fruits. In case of false fruits, the ovary do not form the fruit, but a part other than the ovary. In most of the cases, the thalamus region, above the pedicel, a swollen region is there, that is called as the thalamus, as we have studied in the structure of flower. That thalamus, it ripens to form the fruit. For example, apple. All of you must have seen the apple, eaten the apple. So, there that fleshy part which we eat, that is the thalamus. And inner to the thalamus, you can see towards the center where the seeds are present. Surrounding that region, the ovary is present. And inside the ovary, the seeds are there. So, what are false fruits? False fruits are those fruits which are being formed from the part other than the ovary, for example, thalamus, which will ripen and form the fruit. Example of false fruits are apple, cashew nut, strawberry. Now, the third type of fruit, that is parthenocarpic fruit. Parthenocarpic fruit means that the fruit which is formed without fertilization. If the fruit is formed without fertilization, there will be no seeds inside that. All of you must have taken banana. Banana, you know that no seeds are there in banana. So, banana, it is a parthenocarpic fruit. The fruit which is being formed without fertilization, the gamete themselves get converted into the fruit without fertilization. So, seeds are absent in such type of fruits. In market you can get the grapes. The grapes in which, in some type of grapes, the seeds are there. In some type, the seeds are absent. So, the seedless fruits, they are the parthenocarpic fruits. So, as no reproduction have occurred, or we can say as no fertilization have occurred, so there will be no seeds inside the fruit. So, such type of fruit which is being formed without fertilization, such fruits are called as parthenocarpic fruits. Example is banana. Other than banana, whichever fruits do not have seeds, they are the example of parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpy can also be induced by injecting the chemical ethylene, which is now being practiced in the market, so that the fruits, they can ripen very easily without fertilization process. So, this was the types of fruits: true fruits, false fruits and parthenocarpic fruits. Now, we have come to the end of the post-fertilization events, in which we have studied about the development of embryo, the development of endosperm, the formation of seeds and the formation of fruits. Now, moving to the last topic of this chapter, that is special mechanisms of reproduction. Special mechanisms of reproduction, they are present in a few species only, that are not the normal mechanisms of reproduction. These are completely dependent upon the genetic factor. If the genetic factor is there which allows the special mechanisms, then only this special type of reproduction can occur in that particular species. So, we will discuss what are these special mechanisms of reproduction. Number one is apomixis. As we have studied fruit without fertilization, similarly, apomixis is the phenomena in which the seeds are formed without the fertilization process. It is a completely genetically dependent phenomena. If the genes related to apomixis are present, then only the species can go for apomixis. So, in apomixis, the seeds are formed without fertilization and that seed is capable of forming a new plant. And the organism which is undergoing this apomixis, such organisms are called as apomix. And the seeds which are produced as a result of apomixis, such seeds are called as apomictic seeds. Now, let us see how these apomictic seeds are being formed. As you know that many parts of the ovule, like the nucellus, megaspore mother cell, sporogenous tissue, or we can say the cells of sporogenous tissue, they all are diploid in nature. So, if these cells, they directly get converted into seed and are capable of forming the new plant. Such seeds are called as apomictic seeds. So apomictic seeds can be formed by the nucellus, by the megaspore mother cell, or by the cells of the sporogenous tissue. So in this way the apomictic seeds can be formed and these seeds will be diploid in nature. So here no fertilization has occurred. As no fertilization has occurred, there will be no variations in the plant which is being produced from these seeds. Now there is very much advantage of these apomictic seeds. If these apomictic seeds are being brought into practice, then it will be a boon to the farmers. Every year the farmers, they have to purchase the hybrid seeds to get a good quality of plant and the seeds. And in the next generation, what happens if they use the same seeds? Again, the cross fertilization can occur and then the segregation of characters will take place. So there is no surety that in the next generation the same type of crop the farmers will get. So if the hybrid seeds are converted into apomictic seeds, every year the farmers need not to purchase the hybrid seeds. Why? Because as they are the diploid cells of the plant itself, and they will be able to form the same type of plants in the next generation as there is no segregation of characters. So if hybrid seeds are converted into apomictic seeds, it will be very much advantageous for the crop improvement as well as for our farmers. Now the next special mechanism of sexual reproduction, that is polyembryony. As the name indicates, polyembryony. Poly means number of, embryony means embryo. So a large number of embryo in a single seed, that is called as polyembryony. Means in a single seed, large number of embryo are present and these embryo can give rise to new plants. Such condition in a seed is called as polyembryony. Now let us see how this polyembryony occurs. You know that the zygote, it is a single celled, it will divide by mitosis to form the two-celled stage. Now at this point what happens, the two cells, they independently form the embryo. Or sometimes it happens like that, the zygote divided to form two cells and then the two cells again underwent the mitosis cell division to form the four cells. Now these four cells will independently form the embryo. In this way, the single zygote is not going to form a single embryo or a single plant, but when the division occurs in the zygote, each cell will be forming the embryo. So in this way, multiple embryos will be present inside a seed. So these are the two special mechanisms of sexual reproduction, which is completely a genetic phenomena or which is completely dependent upon the genes. Only those species will be able to go for these two types of special mechanisms which have got the genes in them. So the two mechanisms are apomixis and polyembryony. So we have come to the end of this chapter. In this video, we have studied about the structure of the monocot seed. We have studied about the types of seeds, formation of fruits, types of fruits and special mechanisms of reproduction. I hope the videos related to this chapter will be very much helpful to all of you. Stay connected for more videos of other chapters. Thank you, bye-bye and take care.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.